In this video, we're going to take a look at some of the capabilities that you have with charts. Charts are very helpful if you want to pull these into a financial plan. If you noticed on most of the other tabs, you can't really edit the charts because realistically, we don't want anybody messing them up. So if any of the ones, probably it's not on there. If we're looking at, for example, in these, you can't really go in and edit these, but you can. These are automatically copied over. Let's see if we hit home and come back over here to charts. You'll see that you have the ability to go in here and change the title. You can, if you're good with Excel charts, you can change the style of the graph. It's going to pull from the same data. You can make this for the look and feel, and then you're able to physically copy this onto your existing business plan. So if you're creating a business plan in Word or Google Sheets, you can copy and paste. If you look at what you get here, you have your revenue, percentage by product, revenue, percentage by service for year one, and revenue, your top 10 products and services. So if a lender says, what are your revenue breakout of your top 10 products and services, percent of total sales, well, you have it. We have annual gross revenue for the 3 years, all expenses by annual total. And the nice thing is you can make these bigger, or you have plenty of ability to edit and work with these charts. Or if you don't like the format, you can change it, or the style. Your top 10 expenses by annual total. So this takes your top 10, makes it easier to see, because realistically, who cares about all the others that are negligible? Your potential lender may want to look at your top 10 expenses. Well, you can provide that visual. We have a cash flow, your 3-year summary. You can title it any way you want, and it provides income, expenses, your profit and loss, along with cash flow. As mentioned before, there is a difference between profit or loss, and cash flow, because cash flow also factors in repayment of principal on loans or advances, and it also factors in the actual advance or the loan deposit, or when you make a withdrawal against a line of credit. And that's not considered an expense or income. Over here, we have your cash flow analysis chart, bar chart. So whichever of these you want to use, or you want to change the format, cash flow year one summary. Obviously, you can see the peaks are where your account is getting a hit of funding. There's your cash flow, and it could be debt, it could be equity. Here is the profit and loss projection that you saw from the recent video. You want to change the colors, you want to change the title, go ahead. Now we come to advertising. All advertising expenses by annual total. Or if you just want to look at the top 10 advertising channels by annual spend. You don't like the word channels, change it. You can edit the text. And here's a percent of total spend for the top 10. So your lender can look and say, wow, you're paying a lot of money on paid search, or why are you spending so much money on direct mail, or not enough money on direct mail? You have all your ratios here. Now you also have your annual operating expenses. So all of these charts are charts that exist elsewhere, but we put them all in one tab so you have full access to these. And while we're looking at this, we'll skip. There's a license, and the license is basically you can distribute this to anybody. You can't sell it or otherwise profit off of it. If you would like your own copy with your own business information on it, you have the ability to, some reason here, I got to fix this because we're not seeing the rest of the phone number, but I'll fix that. And what else do we have in here? We have a blank page. Why a blank page? Well, because if you want to do some calculations, I always see this with tax planning software. You'll have a little scratch pad calculator. Well, instead of a calculator, you get a blank page where you can freely enter data if you want to try to calculate stuff or whatever you need before you carry it across to one of the tabs. And that is it for how to use our Business Finance Analyzer.